Hello, one and all, and welcome to another exciting episode of Random Encounters here on Loading. We're not even that. Wow, my brain just poof, it exploded. It's fine. We're all here.
We're loading the thought. Hold on, we'll get in there.
They're coming. They'll be here eventually. It's great. We're here at RPG Limit Break. Thank you so much for coming and enjoying us. I am Ashen Prime, and here, as always, on our Random Encounters, we have the Sid.
Hey. Good to see everybody.
And for this special edition, this episode, whatever you want to call it, returning in glory, we have Sawneyrath11.
Hey there, everyone.
And joining us for the first time, we have Ellendar. Welcome.
Howdy.
So we are here today to do a Zelda 2 rando. Sonny, Ellendar, tell us what we're about to watch.
Oh boy. So, Zelda 2, considered the black sheep of the Zelda series, one of the harder iterations of the game, if you will. If not the hardest, also a lot of people call this the Dark Souls of Zelda. Yeah, we're randomizing it, and it actually tends to be a lot easier than the vanilla game when it's randomized. Though, there are going to be quite a few things that are very, very different, because Ellendar, alongside J-Ro, Initsu, and I forget who else off the top of my head, have been working relentlessly on the new version that's going to be coming out, which is still labeled as 4.4 beta, but we all know it's 5.0. Ellendar, if you want to go into more details about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on it for at least a year and a half now, and I'm about one song away from finishing it. We did a bunch of new features. We're going to be showing them off today. It will be 5.0 when it launches. It's still 4.4 internally. The update system doesn't like too specific the versioning numbers. But yeah, we're going to be showing off some cool stuff that we've programmed, some new logic. We got a new title screen. You can see I guess you can't see right now, but you'll see just a bit. And yeah, Sonny's gonna show off a couple scenes, and he's gonna make it easy, but it is not. Believe me.
All right. Well, do we want to go show off that title screen? We ready to head over there?
Yeah, I'm ready to head over there. I mean, it's given the quest.
So there we are. Okay. Did I mute everybody?
Miser.
Nope, just muted Sonny. I don't know how I muted Sonny. I don't know why it muted Sonny. But during that transition, it muted specifically Sonny, who was the only person talking. So there's just awkward silence. I love it.
So yeah, here's the title screen. Zelda 2 Randomizer, The Adventure of Link. And then the quest text is pretty much all the same, so we'll jump in, and one of the differences you may notice is, yeah, my Link color is a little cursed because I have random palette colors for everything on Link.
Oh dear.
I love how the palette is so bad it looks like the black is shifting. Yeah, there it goes! You can't decide whether it wants to be on the left or the right.
We have, I think, 30 or 40 different sprites available, but trust Sonny to pick the most cursed option available.
Since I can't put random encounter, I have to do that. So,
yeah.
Ellendar, you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's start it off.
Sid, you ready?
Count you all in. Sound good?
And Ashen, you ready?
The button, the finger is ready to go.
All right, count it in, Sid.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so the first thing I need to do is mark off the candle, because we are starting with the candle in this seed. Yeah, this palette's cursed, and Dry Canyon. All right.
Hey, Dry Canyon, we were looking for Cruel. We got easiest one. So the first thing you'll see is that these signs have hints for what the wizard has, but people who've seen previous versions of the randomizer might be a little bit confused to see the sign hinting that there's a magic container here. We have put into the shuffle that any of the spell locations, any of the quest item locations can all have anything, including other stuff. So Sawny, instead of getting a mirror front of the table like previous versions in vanilla, is going to get 500 points, giving him a quick attack level.
Yeah, quick and easy attack level thanks to that 500 point bag. And I will actually be focusing towards attack 3, maybe even attack 4 early on, just to get extra really damage output. I do play this a bit more aggressively than what I probably should, but there's never a problem there. And early downstep, okay, the seed has become very free.
So Sawny, despite there being probably like in the neighborhood of like 30 to 40 checks in this flag set, got basically the best one to get early. The downstab in Zelda 2 is completely busted. In addition to most enemies not being prepared to attack upward. If you get above enemies, enemies don't have any actual iframes, just most of your attacks sort of knock you away.
Nope.
And so if you are downstabbing, you'll saw that Sawny tried to do right there. If you just mash down as fast as you can mash down, you can just hit enemies over and over and over again in the head. And so downstab will be the number one way Sawny will be trying to kill enemies quickly whenever it's available.
And some of the deaths I'm just taking because I want to refill my life. In the case of this orange Dyra, I know it's actually going to get me attack 3. And that's the reflect spell.
Okay, that's good. So far, this has been a real kind start. Oh, perfect. Attack 3 and then up A out of here.
To reset my lives.
Yep, so just like in vanilla, if you pause the game and then up A on the second player controller, it just automatically resets you back to the beginning, which you'll see Sawny be, especially when he's right next to the start of the game. He's going to abuse that quite a bit in order to refill his lives.
Wait, you said second controller?
Yeah, it's Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 both. If you pause the game and then up A on the second player controller, it resets you. There's some options in the Rando to rebind that. If you only have one controller, you don't want to play with a second controller, you don't want to put some options on. So there's some ways that you can do it, but that's a staple in this Rando is resetting just to go back to the start, either because going back to the start is faster, or because you're low on resources and you don't want to walk out of a cave or something like that.
So that hint is in another castle.
Yeah,
I have
that's
community
a
text on. Yeah, so I have a thing called community text on, which will change some of the hint texts that you get, and this is Heart Container Cave. We're just getting all the items out of the way early, apparently. 200 point bag.
Yeah, they've been good ones so far.
We're due for a bad one.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be like a 50
Key.
bag.
Nope, it's life.
Okay, that's not terrible. Potentially not terrible. Do we have shuffled life effectiveness on?
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh boy.
We have shuffled life refill on the life spell on.
Did we? Is there an up symbol on the heart now? Can you lose life?
No. So that is to signify that it is the life spell.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
So the life spell.
What kind of evilness did we add? Now they randomly take containers away.
Oh, that would be mean.
But
there we go. There's our junk items.
Here's our dud. First
Yeah,
dud
Sony,
of
Sony has a
who
lot
knows
of
how many.
checks on. Yeah, Sony has a lot of checksums. There's going to be a number of whenever you use start with items or have some additional checks turn on, the remaining items, just the locations just get filled up with minor items, either jars or pea bags or things like that. There's sort of the 20 rupees of this randomizer.
Medicine Cave wanting to give me the business here. Oh, okay.
Now, as you picked up the life spell, you're talking about how it's set to shuffle something. Would you explain what's going on with that? What that means?
I
Normally
would
when you cast
love
life spell,
to. Yeah, go ahead, Ellendar. I was going to say I would love to if I could cast it.
Yeah, normally when you cast the life spell, it recovers 3 bars of health, regardless of how many you have. It is set to both random effectiveness and random cost this time, so it's going to recover somewhere between 1 and 5 bars, which, knowing Sawney's luck, is going to be 1. But
Oh,
also,
absolutely.
because cost has been randomized, and Sawney is still at Magic 1. It is an uncastable 94 Magic right now, so we'll probably see Sawney take. I'm sure you'll take some Magic levels eventually, but now's not the time.
Yeah, at some point.
The name of the game in the early game, if you want to go fast, is take as many attack levels as you think you can get away with.
Okay, we have 3 and 6 here on the west.
Okay. So Sawney he does have 1 key in his pocket. He could do some palaces, but because keys are generic and there's no key shop, in this randomizer, the logic will never require you to complete a palace unless you have the magic key or the fairy spell to get through doors.
I screwed that up. I mistimed. It's fine. We're still alive. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it only matters a little bit right now. It matters about, what, 680 points worth?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yep. So, in this randomized overworld, Sawney right now is just looking to find the last few items left here on the overworld, and looking to find a way off of the starting continents. Just like the vanilla game, there's going to be 4 continents, a west and east, a Death Mountain, and a Maze Island. But how we're going to get to them, don't know.
I mean, the answer is very carefully.
Yeah, or not.
Never misses a beat.
Yeah, like in vanilla, there's going to be 2 caves, a bridge, and a raft tile that will take us to different continents, but they could be anywhere. So he doesn't even have a raft yet, so that's off the table.
Currently.
Yeah. But at least for now, there's still going to be the same number of palaces per continent as normal, and Sawney's going to need to complete all 6 of them before going into the absolute pain that is Great Palace. Okay, we got downstab for free. Let's get upstab for free.
This seed is a thing.
Yeah, downstab is upstab is downstab's significantly less good counterpart.
I mean, you can actually use it to stand in a specific spot to despawn Barba's fireballs.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing you could do.
So, yeah, we are 10 minutes in on this seed. We have both upstab and downstab. And no key items. We found a heart container. We know where 2 2 magic jars are. And we do have an extra magic jar, and that's just a pea bag. I should mark that.
Okay,
We
don't
have
care
the
about
extra
that.
magic jar. but we care about checking certain NPCs. So Barba slithers with the letter. We know that P6 is going to have Bagu's note, which is not going to be useful in this seed because we don't need to cross the Riverman's bridge.
There are a number of different sort of general themes that each continent can be in the terrain construction. This one is a dry canyon. You see that big section of desert down the middle, and that means that all of the water has been removed. Speaking of other continents, the sighting of a bridge on the bottom for Sawney, so this kind seed continues to be kind. We're not going to have to do anything too painful to get off the west.
Well, we also have a Islands Death Mountain that I did see earlier.
Oh, well, no one wants to go to Death Mountain.
That is somewhat true. Oh.
It's the latest great vacation spot, Death Mountain.
Which cave is it anyway, is what I was going to go with, but that works too.
Yeah, it's like in vanilla, it's a million caves. The kind thing about the settings that we've got right now is all of the caves are. Who is this? Is this the islands we predicted?
I don't know, but we are definitely skipping this Darunia encounter.
Yeah. But all of the caves are what is internally referred to in the code as sane caves. If you go into a cave going west, it will spit you out west. And so the map sort of geographically makes sense in that way. So that could help navigate around Death Mountain if you need to, knowing that you can, especially once you get some practice at it, you can sort of get a vibe for where each cave is pointing and how everything connects together.
Hello, give me that key. Thank you.
Yeah, this has been a very free overworld so far.
I mean, we say that now, and then boots are going to be in like 6, and I'm still going to need the glove to get them. Or we can just get a raft.
Okay, that's theoretically helpful. Still haven't found how to get to the maze. That's the concern right now.
Yeah, it's going to be either through a cave or through the raft itself, because we can narrow that down pretty easily at this point. But I have a feeling it's going to be through Death Mountain. We're going to go for 2 more encounter skips here. Unfortunately, that one's not going to cooperate, and Bogos... Uh-oh.
Okay, could be worse.
Eve? I'm on my last life.
Okay. We got keys and 1-ups in the drop pool now.
Okay, made it through that one. So
Yeah,
we're actually going to play this a bit safer.
Answer a question from chat. What do we need for Go mode? Sawney is definitely going to need Thunder Spell and Reflect Spell to beat some bosses. It's going to need 1 of Magic Key or Fairy to make palaces logically clearable. And Fairy is required in a lot of seeds anyway. Glove, not technically hard required, but ends up being required in approximately 99% of seeds. Just because there's so many possible glove blocks in the room pool in GP. So that's going to be the big question at this point is where's the glove?
And if you're wanting to know that number, it's a lot. Also, this is vanilla-like for sure.
Okay, I thought with that initial lead up, it could have been. Oh, you got that road. That road's definitely going to mean vanilla-like. Yeah, in this particular flag set, Sawney does need to clear all 6 palaces, and the way to Darklink necessarily goes through Thunderbird. He will need to beat Thunderbird in order to beat this seed. We do play on other flag sets sometimes where it may be the case that Thunderbird isn't required, and that changes what's required to beat the seed quite a bit.
If I had the fairy spell. If I had the fairy spell right now, I'd actually be showing off a trick if I could cast it.
Yeah, it's probably not castable in Magic 1 right now, but...
Oh boy, Runia is worthless this time around. And I don't have jump spell, so we're pretty much done here after grabbing the life refill, unless we want to check hints, which my favorite hint in this town is the one on the wall.
Hey, actually a hint.
It actually was this time.
In real life, when I need to know where I gotta go, I just walk up to the wall and sucker punch it. It's one of those things where that wall has text in it in vanilla, and so it's a possible hint location here in the rando. Don't ask me why they thought putting text on random walls that look like all the other walls was a thing that Nintendo could get away with, but that's what it is. Insert talking to wall gif.
It's not the only wall that has text in this game. Sawney had whatever a thing that could give a hint doesn't have it, because there's only so many hints in each seed. But whenever you check a hint
step, please.
Whenever you check a hint location, it doesn't have a hint. Oh wow! Free fairy
Sanctuary.
Spell. That was very spooky.
Here's the other wall. It's the chimney hint.
Yep. Sawney had gotten a joke text earlier, asking if he had checked reminding him to check the old casino hint. There's also a wall in old casino that is absolutely insane that anyone would ever check.
It's a horrible hint to get to. Also, fairy costs 99. We can't cast it yet. That's fine.
Makes sense.
Looks like you're doing pretty decent on EXP, though.
I mean, I'm 415, so it's really not bad. I would like to get attack 5 soon-ish.
I guess it depends on if the next palace or whatever area you're in has a decent grind in it.
Yeah, one thing Sawney is trying to set up for is whenever you beat a boss in a palace.
Hey!
Hey! Shoutouts to the River Devil. In previous versions of the Rando, the River Devil was always useless, and so we've added some options in this version to make him a little bit more menacing. The town is absolutely blocked by the River Devil. Flute will be required if Sawney wants to check what's in that town.
Right now it's up to the runners to find a way to clip the River Devil and make him useless again.
He tries his best.
There we go. Get rid of that guy. Oh, hi Moa. I knew you were in here. I just didn't know where you were.
Yeah, so counting the number of enemies in that room. This is one of the nastier rooms to get killed by invisible Moas, because Sawney doesn't have the cross, and he did get a hint the cross was in Death Mountain, so probably not going to be going back for that one.
I mean, it's very dependent upon whether or not I need to go into Death Mountain anyway. No, Moa! Thank you.
When Sawney completes a palace, the placing the gem rewards enough XP to go up to your next level. And so Sawney's going to try to be in a situation where his requirement for the next level is relatively high to maximize that amount of free experience gain. And so, if possible, I know he's got a couple keys in the bank. He might try to complete
palace before even leveling up magic to be able to cast fairy spell. Sort of depends on whether you can find a palace that's relatively short soon.
A lot of P-bag towns in this seed.
Yeah, they can't all be winners. We have
I mean,
fairy
I'm
spell.
okay with it. We have fairy spell, downstab, and upstab. And a trophy.
Speaking of P-bags,
Okay.
what's the biggest one you've seen so far?
500. That is the max P-bag amount that I have.
Okay.
Yeah, you can shuffle them if you want. I don't think they're shuffled in this flag set, so it'll be always.
My brain is poisoned watching it do max all the time, so...
Yeah, they'll be
Very
20, 50, 100, and 200.
Yep. That's what I
Oh,
was
hey,
afraid of.
look,
What?
it's Death Mountain again. Oh, come on, no! Oh, that's the one that leads back to West. Okay, I was gonna say the maze can't be free.
Oh no, it's nowhere near it.
Yeah. So yeah, Sony was grumbling because that raft was the last sort of easy path. So getting to Maze Island is going to require navigating this Death Mountain.
Or even finding the connector over in the east, but I actually will need boots for it because it's segmented by the boots.
Yeah. So
I don't think I have anywhere that I can go. I actually need to take a good look at how this DM is laid out. Because Islands DMs, they can be laid out in a way that you're just stuck where you are. Or you can actually access everything. Okay, I see how this one's laid out.
It'll be fun.
yeah. And this is what I was talking about with the caves leading in the direction they point. Sony's sort of just getting a mental map of how this DM is constructed by
I might have
going in
a
some
sense
caves
to see
looking
this.
around.
Like, Sony remembering how these and just runners in general remember how these layouts work. I'm just like, this is black magic.
Yeah. This is how to navigate DMs is a topic on which there are a bunch of videos and tutorials and things that have been written out. They're not always this mean.
Go in here, resetting counters.
This one has turned out.
How many items are we going to have here in 5? We're going to have P-bag amount of items. And we are absolutely taking life 6.
Yeah.
We have 4 items in 5.
Oh man, okay. Well, this is the maximum number of items that can show up here. Get the infinite sword glitch there.
Yep.
So one of the things that we're going to see fairly shortly in here is, in addition to the enemies being randomized, these rooms so far have been rooms that appear in vanilla, just with shuffled enemies, but we're probably pretty quickly going to see in previous versions and then another big batch in this version, the community has submitted additional rooms that are in the room pool. And so now there's a pool of 200, 300 something rooms.
It's a lot. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's a lot.
The other big thing that is going to be new to people who have seen the randomizer before, in old versions of the randomizer, the palace structure sort of was what it was, and things could take you around. Sony's going to be playing around with a couple of the new palace styles where they've actually fixed it. Oh, that's a really nice pickup for Sony.
Who needs magic? Because I don't, apparently.
So that's technically out of logic, but an infinite number of keys for Sawny here. Well, I guess no, you have Fairy Spell, theoretically.
I've seen him pick up like 5 keys. Like he could have picked that up last and still would have been fine.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, at the risk of having you repeat something, you mentioned that there's 4 items in here as soon as you entered.
Yes.
How did you realize that? Is that through a tracker, or there's some sort of indicator?
The number of statues at the entrance to the palace.
Ah, very useful information. Okay, that's a good way to do it. So it's intuitive and it doesn't interact with anything else.
Yeah, you could set the number of items per palace to be anywhere from 0 to 2 manually, or Sony is playing with the random option on, and that adds that indicator so that you know ahead of time.
So I'm pretty sure that's an item.
That is an item room, yeah.
So we know that item in particular is a dud.
Yeah, that item room. Shoutouts to me fixing a bug in beta 15 that made that item room work again.
I was having fun bouncing on the blue Stalfos.
Yeah, those Stalfos could be a bit tricky with the pits.
Okay, I already went this way, so with how these palaces are set with the flags that I'm running, I know which directions I need to go and which directions I haven't gone. So that's
it's a bit tricky because
block.
There's been a couple of glove blocks so far.
So we may actually have to grab a magic level just to be able to cast Fairy. But yeah, you look at the number of statues up in the corner. That is how we know how many items there are within the palace.
Yeah, so Sonny has seen 2 of them already. Picked one up and saw another one. He was unable to pick up and also doesn't care about. Okay, here comes the jackhammer.
Okay, Fairy is still 99.
All of the magic costs are going to be randomized to up or down up to 50% of their vanilla costs, but they can never become more expensive in a level up. So if they roll higher than what you're already at, then it stays the same.
Excuse me, Malhead.
Like a half a tile higher.
It was a half a tile higher than where it normally would be. So it was able to just pop me in the head. Excuse me?
He's speaking! He's speaking!
Okay, so...
Wait, no, I think that the term is head glitching.
If I remember right, I haven't gone this way, and I haven't gone down and left. Oh, hello. That key blends into that curtain very, very well, by the way.
Yeah, that.
And certainly with this palette shuffle.
Cool.
My eyes were telling me it was offensive, but I was trying to find a creative way of being like, my eyes hurt.
Yeah.
My eyes!
Palette shuffle.
Speaking of eyes. Yo, who put the smiley face in here? I'm not smiling, damn Palace.
I forget whose room that is. That I think that might have been Aaron's. Aaron to you too, for people who have played a lot of Dragon Warrior Randomizer would recognize. I'm sure. Wow, that was like an 8-hit jackhammer.
Yeah, I was able to slow my momentum enough. But my attack sucks.
Wow, is this? I can't see because of the overlay. Are you on attack 4 or attack 5? Oh yeah.
I'm at attack 4.
You can drag your camera to wherever on the screen, just like.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. Yeah.
My bad. I should have mentioned that immediately. I keep forgetting.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm so used to doing it. I'm just like,
Oh no,
over here by the timer.
we have.
Yeah,
Two items
attack
for
5
4.
is okay. This is pretty high item rolls. Hey, look!
No glove, no love, baby.
All right, let's mark that glove
Greatest
off.
seed ever.
Hey, how about we mark it off when we pick it up?
Nope, we're marking it off right now.
What a hero!
Yeah.
I know it's sitting there on that pedestal.
It's one
Yeah,
rabbit.
there are a couple of item rooms. Sonny saw it earlier, where you can see what the item is from one way, but you have to go around a different way to get to the actual pickup of the item. But yeah, glove basically the best item Sonny could have possibly gotten there. Either that or boots. I think are pretty high on the list.
Boots are up there. I was thinking about trying to be cute and grabbing that red jar, and then I went, nah.
Yeah, without jump spell, that's tricky.
I've done it before.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as doing the jump up on that one vanilla room.
Guess what we
Okay.
get to talk about now.
So everyone remembers Kirok, right? The boss where you hide in the corner and hold down, and oh god, what's happening?
So welcome to harder Karok.
This just looks like Pong with greater stakes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's much greater stakes.
Yeah, the vanilla Kirok can be defeated by going into the right corner of the room and just holding down. And that was lame. So shoutouts to Jiro Boy decided this boss could be made more interesting. But in the theme of Zelda 2, more difficult but also more fair. Hard Kirok cannot teleport on top of you like regular Kirok can.
No. I want to see if I can't push the 600 EXP I need for the next level.
You've still got an item in here, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Let's go right. Right feels like a good answer here.
Yeah, the bosses can, because of some technical limitations,
Okay, I'm not on my
the
last.
bosses can be up an elevator or down an elevator or to the right. Yeah, that's a good one. But you can never enter a boss room while going left. And so that's one of the things Sony has in mind when exploring this palace.
I'll take jump spell any day of the week.
Yeah. It's not boots, but it's still a good one. And so, yeah, now Sony's got to figure out whether he wants to get out of here or try and build up the experience for this level up.
Which, considering I'm under 200 away from it, I should be able to get it pretty quickly.
Just need to have some enemies that cooperate. Or a P-bag, that'd be nice.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, is the P-bag more than anything else. Also, in Great Palace, we'll actually end up doing something that'll despawn these raw heads in some of the rooms.
Gotta remove the sine wave suffering. One day I'll actually hit the first pitch of the joke.
Hey, Sid,
Mm-hmm.
words are hard.
Oh,
Get
they
it.
are. Tongue needs to be banished to the Shadow Realm.
I wouldn't go that far.
Damn trigger.
Let's see if we can't find the remaining 70 we need over here. There it is. Alright, so that's going to give us attack 5, and we're playing this more from a safe aspect at this point.
Yeah,
Also,
attack
need
5
some
is
more
a
jump spell.
pretty critical
that-
Go ahead.
Did that give you attack 5? Your UI is still saying 4, if I'm reading it correctly.
Just wait.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you place a gem, you get full life and magic, and now you see his XP is just going to tick up all the way to whatever the next level is. So if he would have placed that gem when he was a couple hundred points short of 1,000, which was his previous level, he would have only gotten that like 200 points. But by getting up to 1,000 and setting his requirement up, he got like 1,500 instead of 200.
Smart. Okay.
That's a strategy that gets exploited viciously in the vanilla speedrun.
Yeah, because you can like level up and just skip everything, so that you get like multiple levels up off of one gem. But you have to be very aggressive with the way you manage your EXP. And I've seen Sawney do that a lot before. Almost his trademark.
Oh, come on.
This is random walk normal sequential GP, right?
Yep, random walk normal sequential GP.
Yeah, showing off a couple of the new... There's 3 new palace styles that were added for this version. I'm going to show off 2 of them here. The one that we're not showing off because it's terrible is Chaos Palaces, which is where the geometry is as cruel as possible. If you go into a room and go out, it does not take you to where you came from.
Let's see
You
if I
can
can
get
remember.
to all of the rooms in the palace in that, but it's a hot mess trying to find your way around. So now Sawney's trying to remember with Castable Fairy how to get back to one of those glove blocks that he saw earlier.
You know what? I got nothing to lose here. 4-tile
Going
jump!
for it. Hey!
4-tile jump into not getting shot into the lava. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
4-tile
That's
jumps
just
are
right
tricky.
in the
They're
Oh yeah, he made that look easy, but it's sometimes you just take a dip. Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Case in point.
I was about to say, that's what happens if you miss the 4-tile jump.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other glove block is going to
The
be a
safe way to do
bit of a
that would-
walk.
Yeah, the safe way to do that would have been just casting the jump spell and going over the top, but
love that the
taking
randomizer
a game over.
I just love that sometimes there's so much chaos on the screen. It's just like, please stop, and the HUD goes crazy. It's like, no, I can't take it anymore.
There is an option to make it so the HUD doesn't.
Flashing.
Yeah, the HUD doesn't flash around when you get lag, but the lag is somewhat unavoidable.
Yeah. I'd imagine these games are programmed with a very specific set of enemies in mind, and then when you start muddling with that, it kind of goes a little bit wonky.
Even
I
this
remember which way I
vanilla
needed to go.
enemies, you can get into some pretty laggy situations sometimes. But yes, once you shuffle them, and all bets are off.
I guess it's easy to forget that it's that way, because a lot of the people you see playing this are either know what they're doing, or they're speedrunning it, so they're managing the lag anyway.
So I knew that this was a dead-end room, but I wanted to grab the fairy anyway, just to refill my life, because I don't know when I'm going to be running into Guma. Alright, this dropped me back here.
Yeah,
So
since
the
this is
rooms for the,
P5, this is the. Sorry,
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say the boss of P5 is Guma, who is probably the hardest of the normal palace bosses.
So the holes with the black in them, do they always transition you, and the only ones that kill you are the ones with lava
Yeah,
hits? Okay.
the black pits just take you one floor down in a palace.
I guess I never really thought about it too critically as a kid, so I was like, wait a minute. Did they actually have good visual indicators in this game? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it is 1 bar life!
Oh yes, we did it.
We did it,
We
chat!
finally got
We got
it.
1 bar life!
We finally got a life cast in it.
We found a certifiable Sawney seed. Let's go.
Yeah, but the rest of the seed was so free, something had to go wrong.
I mean, if we wanted to avoid that, we should have had somebody else roll the seed but Sawney.
So I still have 2 items I need to find in here, which is the largest palace, one of which we just found.
Oh, does the statue at the beginning of the room indicates it's a item room?
Yep.
Okay, so the other one is a pot. Interesting. At least the
So
life
that's
is
a link doll. We
Yeah,
know
Sonny's
that one of
played
them's a blue jar.
Sonny's played these enough that he knows all of these rooms, even the new ones at this point, probably for the most part. But
Not quite all of them, but most of the new rooms, yeah.
we try to maintain, whenever possible, a consistent visual language in the new rooms that get created. The putting the platform down for the items, putting the statue at the start of the room, like the vanilla item rooms, as just to help people be able to understand stuff when they, haven't necessarily seen these new rooms.
So they differentiate rather than just blindly wandering down hallways. Makes sense.
Yeah.
This dang hallway is dang near a boss on its own.
That's
There's a
Guma.
lot of glove blocks in this palace. Yeah, there it is. So that was the boss room, but Sonny's gonna keep checking to the left here. There's still one
So I'm
more
pretty
item
sure
he wants
that-
to find.
And I'm pretty sure that this is it. Survey says a magic jar? Okay. Because medicine turns it into a magic jar. On top of that, we have fairy, so we can actually check the downstab knight as well as the upstab knight in Mito and Darunia respectively.
Yeah, so that opens up some checks.
Alright,
I
here we go. Nope. I messed that up. What were you going to ask, Ashen?
I was going to say, I do love watching randos, especially for games that I don't know, because you just get sentences that are just great. I can use fairy to check the downstab knight and the upstab knight. I don't know what that means, but I like the feel of that sentence.
What's
Yeah,
even funnier... Go ahead.
Just to make some sense of that, the vanilla locations for the downstab and the upstab are up high in a town, and you need either jump or fairy to get up to them.
I jumped too late. I
Another good
jumped
one
way
is,
too late.
I'm gonna use fairy feet to skip this room.
Oh yeah, you will definitely see some fairy feeding now that Sonny has leveled up magic a bit and can cast fairy.
I love that name's stuck. It's so ridiculous.
The really fun one is a while ago a way to do the fairy feet trick without fairy was discovered, and people have found some pretty consistent setups for it. That trick has been named Blink Feet.
No!
Lunk fate.
It was one hit away.
What? I disagree. I disagree on your behalf. Too bad we don't
Well, it
have
doesn't help.
shield.
I'm also playing this very aggressively. Dude. Guma.
This is where Sonny
Okay.
really wished the life spell were good.
I mean, I could do a different strat. So this is by far the safest strat for fighting Guma.
This is one of those cases where, like, sometimes in a race you can just slide through a boss with skill, and then sometimes taking the slow and steady pace gets you where you need to go faster.
Yeah,
So,
not taking game over is pretty good.
Did I pick up trophy? I think I picked up trophy.
Yeah. It was in the fountain, I think.
That's right. Also, we are now in, and I put this in air quotes, cheater mode. Anything higher than attack 5 is considered cheating.
Yep.
So I could
Shoutouts
use
to,
fairy. Actually, I am going to use fairy to check the downstab knight.
Yeah,
Because this
yeah.
is a fun little thing you can do. So you cast fairy while you're on the ground, and you can just fairy over here, hit up, go into the door, and suddenly you're inside of the downstab knight's house.
We got a spell.
We got
We get-
fire.
Okay. Do we got linked fire today,
This-
or is it just regular fire?
It's linked.
Okay. So the fire spell, known for being hot garbage, and so
It's
one of the
shield.
Okay, that's not terrible, honestly.
Right now, it's not. The only reason I know it's shield is because my tunic color became lighter.
Slightly less cursed.
No, it's still cursed.
Yeah.
Slightly more cursed. I guess it depends on how you're looking at it.
And so, because the fire spell is terrible, there are a couple different options in the randomizer to adjust the fire spell's functioning to make it less terrible. The one Sony has on here is fire and one of the other spells at random have been linked. So when you cast one, you get the other. And in this one, Sony has found that fire also gives the shield spell, which, considering life is bad, the shield spell is going to be pretty helpful for helping him stay safe.
It's
Would have been nice on Boomer, right?
All right. This is
For a
where it
complete
was.
casual, what exactly does the shield spell do when activated?
It halves the damage that you take.
Okay,
Yep.
so it's just a
Okay,
straight
this is
50% reduction. Okay.
Only works for one room, but it's relatively cheap.
In boss rooms, yeah, it's worth.
Yeah. Also, one of the things that happens a lot with shield spell in GP that I like to say is, if you don't cast shield spell, because you don't want to spend the magic, then you'll get hit like 3 times and take a ton of damage and be like, why didn't I cast shield spell? If you do cast shield spell, then you'll clear the room without getting hit, and it will be completely useless. And you'll say, why did I cast shield spell? And the answer is because shield spell makes you invincible. The casting of shield spell causes you to get good and not get hit.
Clearly, that's the case. That's exactly how it works.
I love this room. Oh, I haven't seen this elevator room.
Yeah, we had a couple new elevator rooms.
Tetris room.
That room screams invisible wall to me, honestly.
Yeah, we have, wherever possible, cut down on the number of invisible walls.
That's probably like the cruelest thing that they did in the game design, where it's just like randomly invisible walls that really aren't.
Yeah,
Very well.
there were a couple of invisible walls in rooms that are just hiding like jars or something where it's not critically important. And then the vanilla invisible wall rooms are still around, so you can still see those. But,
Really?
But I guess at this point, like most of the players are pretty well used to it, so it's not that big of a deal.
yeah.
Give me that heart.
Trying to pick it up on 1 pixel.
I appreciate that room in this new palace style doesn't loop into itself all the time anymore.
Oh, you and me both.
It's trying to discover some new clip tech.
Yeah, let's continue right for now. So we've got 1 item found right now, which I will be marking off soon.
How many items were in this one?
4. And it's 6.
Wow. just rolled max items at like every palace.
Apparently.
We're gonna be hunting for the thunder spell for a while.
Maybe. Hey,
Yeah.
arrow
It's
room.
fine. Getting Flute to get rid of River Devil will give Thunder. We're done. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it is old Kazuto behind the River Devils, right?
I believe so,
So,
actually,
yeah.
in this case.
Yeah, so if that has Vanilla Thunder, that's gonna be pretty funny.
Hilarious.
Therefore, we simply find Flute here, and it's a GG.
Actually, we find
What if-
Barba.
Rabatos. No respect, just standing on the dragon's head. Don't worry about it.
We're gonna
That-
take
that-
the
oh,
speedrun method
That
and apparently be at 0 lives, but that's fine.
oh,
That was surely a choice. Oops.
So
yeah,
the
that,
choice.
that
Was a
jackhammer at the start is not easy. You have to. There's an audio cue. You can see Sawneyrath was listening in.
What? Wait. Excuse me?
Golden slime? What?
Do
No,
we now get
it's
20% or 50% more experience? Spell.
it's the spell
Okay.
spell. Can you
Chad's
use it in
setting up the befuddled tech crew. What is this?
I don't know how to spell. I think that's the proper way to.
Yeah, that's the ultra irony. It's like there's a spell named Spell. What? You're gaslighting me, right?
There's a number of community texts that people have submitted that are spell specific, and yeah, the community loves jokes about spell.
You can't spell without spell.
Yep. If anyone has any fun submissions for community text, there's a channel in the Discord that's always open for people to submit jokes and memes.
So yeah, the other thing, for those that are not super familiar with the game or never made it that far, Spell is supposed to turn everything into little slime monsters that are really easy to kill. But from what I remember in like vanilla, it was also very expensive too. So
Also, in addition to that, Sony has the spell enemy randomized, and so it's going to turn them all into something. Sometimes that could be
what
helpful.
that something is?
nothing like a room with red iron knuckles. Let's go.
That could be a good way to gain some experience if you have a bunch of enemies and you turn them all into something that's worth more XP and just kill them all.
Because spell just applies to everything that's currently on screen, right? Not like the entire room.
Yeah,
Correct.
Everything
That's
that's
what's on the screen. Also, I wasn't happy with that Barba fight, so we got to do it again anyway.
It's going to be
hello?
2-cycle this time, I believe.
Yeah, he's just gonna jackhammer all the HP this time. I was wondering why you dropped that P bag earlier. I was like, I guess we're not gonna grind it out. We'll just take whatever we get from the diamond. Or I guess crystal. Or
Yeah,
gem,
at a
whatever.
certain point, Sony's just going to be happy with the amount of experience he has. But
In my experience, that is never the case. It's never enough.
This should be the 2-cycle.
You don't
There we
get
go.
Scammed.
Where Barba? Also, I am happy with my attack level at 6. I really don't need it to be any higher, so I am just going to continue on through. The only unfortunate thing is I'm pretty sure that boots are in this palace at this point because they're logically what I need to progress.
yeah, were there any accessible palaces in the east? I don't
None
remember if
yet.
there were.
mean, this
hello.
house has 4 items, and we've only seen 1 so far, right?
We've seen 2, and we know that one of them is Bagu's note. So technically
Yeah.
that makes 3. Okay, good. Granted, I do have some checks that I could do over in the east that might actually yield me something.
Zero spell now.
I have spell. I have 6 MCs. Worst case scenario, I'd have to come back in here, but that's not too taxing.
But yeah, you're here already. Might as well.
Hup.
Rip to that room. Those fires got adjusted in the newest, not released beta. I have like one more bug I need to fix before I push that out. It might be in a day or 2.
I can just do this. Hello? There we go. So 3-tile jumps can be a little difficult, especially when you are just trying to go and line them up immediately. I mean, the bright side, though, with the remaining palaces, aside from GP, is that they are all the shorter palaces, so they won't be as difficult to get through. 1 is going to be very quick. 2 is usually pretty quick. 3 is one of the 2 smallest palaces in the game. And 1 and 3 are both the 2 smallest in the game. 5 and 6 are the 2 largest aside from GP in vanilla. Precision platforming, the room.
Yeah, this room is a lot. Oh, and it had to be the one that's the note.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that last item.
That's fair.
Could be a mistake. We'll find out.
Let's see what New Casino looks like.
I need to mark that off. I've gone up that way. Okay, fairy feet time. And I missed it. And I got it.
So that's a trick called Fairy Feet, where you get all the way to the very last pixel on the screen, then press in the opposite direction. The excellent programmers at Nintendo have decided their infinite wisdom that instantly teleports you to the other end of the screen. It is allowed in races, but does cost some magic, so not completely free.
All right. Nope,
Speaking
not
of
quite.
some magic.
I'll take that.
Wow. Okay, second try still really good.
Yeah, it is.
That jump is pixel perfect.
All right, Bagu gives a heart 5 stars. We are maxed out on life. We are at 6 MCs. This is a healthy seed, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's a bit lacking in footwear.
Just a bit. So we need to get back over to... Actually, there's a fast way to do this. We need to get back over to New Kasuto so that way we can check and see what it has. And there's a very fast way to do this that I am being a bit of a doofus in forgetting about. I just got to remember which game it is. I think it's this one.
By Death Mountain. By Death Mountain.
By Death Mountain.
I do love that you just raft through all that grass to get to the...
This one's Nibiru. Actually, hold up a second. Nope. Yep. this just going to be a dead end? So the problem on some of these seeds is that when you see something super early on, after a bit, you lose track of where it's at. Also, we have our first palace over on the east.
Hey, that's more checks.
It's one!
That might be more checks.
It's one!
Okay. Check singular. Can't win them all.
I mean, I'm okay with it. It's more that I can do.
Yep. Yeah, all of the palaces are plus minus a about 25% from their vanilla number of rooms, and so on average, P1 and P3 are going to be your two short palaces. 2 and 4 are going to be your medium ones, and then 5 and 6 the long ones, but those are already cleared out.
Fortunately. Oh yeah, I have to go around the other way. Because I don't have the magic right now. Hello, A button. There we go. Whoop. P1. Some P1s are you blink and you miss it. Others are they'll take you a bit. This one was kind of an in-between.
A nice friendly 30 points on the -2 roll from Horsehead, but it doesn't matter. Maybe Magic 6, hopefully?
Yeah, this is Magic 6. And then we're going to go back in. So I should hit Life 7, Magic 7, maybe?
Be good levels for GP.
Okay, this is dead end, so that's good news to have. If I have to go back into 6, I'm going to be sad, though.
Yeah, the logic makes an attempt to make sure that all of the different kinds of ways you can get into an item room are roughly evenly distributed, as evenly as they can be, and so Sony doesn't know which way the item room is going to be.
And that's what I like about the new version is normally with Palace 1 as well as Palace 3, your item room would be an entrance going left. Like, so you come through the entrance, you're continuing to head left. That's not a guarantee in 5.0 anymore.
And this is guaranteed to be an item.
I'm not upset about more magic, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to go through this cave because it's going to connect to the cave up top. Unfortunately, this is one of the easier caves.
This has been kind of a windy layout just to get to everything in this east. With how open the west was, the east has been the exact opposite.
Yep. And here's second palace. And here's 2. How many items? 2. Alright, we'll continue down. We're going to continue down. And we immediately have an item. It's thunder.
Okay.
So we really just need the boots and we're in go.
I'm maybe not even the boots. If you can find a way to the maze, might be able to get away without them.
Possibly.
I don't know if that happened or not.
I haven't
Boots is
seen a
certainly
way to
wrong.
the maze.
Yeah. Well, there's still a little bit of accessible east past this palace.
Yeah, it could be a cave here on the east that takes me to the maze. Nice 300-point Mago.
Could also be hiding in Death Mountain.
Yeah, but that's where I would need the boots because it's an island's DM.
Yep.
Oh, we got this room again.
See, I added a couple of new vertical elevator shafts. I'm surprised we keep getting that one.
More will show up in GP, I have a feeling. Ah. Hello, Helmet Head. Let's see if I can do this right. Close enough.
Sony sort of doing reverse boss order. The three longer palaces first and then these shorter palaces at the end. Certainly has made these bosses get a little bit deleted.
Yep, we're going to have Magic 7. That's good. We do need to try to find the remaining item in here. Because if those boots actually end up being required, then we definitely want to have them. And knowing how some of these item rooms can actually show up, especially when they are connected to elevators, sometimes you will end up going left just to get to the item room within a palace.
See this is
Hey, water.
the third time seeing this item room. Okay. I don't remember. See, I don't remember what that unlocks, but
P-bag.
okay. So not a winner.
Unfortunately. But we know where Valley of Death is.
Okay.
So we need to go find New Kasuto at this point. So I think what we're going to have to do in order to find it is we are going to have to traverse all the way back over to the east, take the bridge over, because that puts us over by where New Kasuto is at. Because it was up in that northern section from the bridge itself. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it wasn't like really out of the way, but
No, it wasn't. It wasn't past the encounters. Yeah, it was. It was on the way. Use that just to reset encounters. Fairy Feet 1. Fairy Feet 2.
still kind of expensive at Magic 6.
It's going to drop significantly at Magic 7. I can guarantee it.
Oh, it has to. I think we're over average here.
We, I believe, are. Oh. Okay, Okay, that was clean.
Very spooky, Moa.
Was it up in here? Yeah, that's where it was. There we go.
Just hiding in the middle of
Okay.
the swamp.
Yeah, Mirai would be complaining about it. Please don't make me have to go back into 6. Okay. We have one more hope.
We're counting on a use bell tower. Everyone
That's
has to
actually
cheer
kind
for
of scary to say.
say.
I'm going to attempt to ring the doorbell as well, so fair warning on audio.
It's important for good luck.
Got it.
Yeah. There's a completely pointless trick that just makes the stab sound continue while the tower is going up. And we did it! The logic isn't broken! We don't have to go back into 6!
Oh, thank goodness.
That's the last important thing of this seed. Sawney can now walk on all of the water, and that's going to let him finish out the last of this east. It's going to let him find wherever the cave to the maze is.
Yeah, and I don't really need shield spell because fire's connected to shield, and that should be dropping to like anywhere from 8 to 12.
Yeah.
Off of this next level that comes up.
Definitely just time to go.
Okay, I know exactly where the entrance to the Valley of Death is. The question that remains at this point is where on this DM is our connection. Actually, this looks like it. Nope, not the connection to the maze. To the maze.
Yeah, these boots not only making this DM possible in this seed, but making it way easier to explore when you can just hang out in the water and don't have to worry about encounters for the most part. So what Sawney is doing as he's traversing through here is taking a look at each cave and trying to see whether the cave is paired up with another cave. Because he can sort of see, you know, if you've got 3 caves going right here, there should be 3 caves going left on the other side. If the counts don't match up, or there is a cave that's pointing in a direction where it can't have another cave, like off the map, for example, then
that's where that one matches up.
Yeah, that's where Sawney's going to be looking to see. It's going to be either his connection cave to the maze, or to the maze, or it's going to be Hammer Cave. And here's Hammer Cave. Sawney not interested in that at this point.
Yeah, it's not a cave that we entirely need to do. We have everything we need. We just need to find our way over to the maze, which is being a bit of a pain.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhere here. Oh.
I think it's going to be in the central area. This is a very interesting maze island because... Or not maze island, Death Mountain, because with how this is actually connecting through, it's a little bit more difficult to be able to pinpoint where your connection is going to be to take you to the maze. Now, it is still very possible that the connection is over on the east, and I'm starting to feel more and more like that as I continue through this DM, but I think there's one cave I've not taken into account yet.
Hey, the cross. That was the better of the
1, 2, 3.
2 locations for cross to be in.
And that's also 3. Okay. And that's the edge of the biome.
Yeah. This DM could just be junk.
I think it is. It's not going to be here. But
The good news is that the boots are also going to help the east exploration.
oh yeah. And with it being a vanilla-like east, that segmentation is no longer a concern. We just need to find the way into Death Valley. We need to find where 3 is, as well as get through it, and then find GP. So, let's go on a walk. Okay.
All kinds of new territory over here. Oh, there's your entrance to the valley.
Indeed there is. But is there a cave over here that I can go into to get over to the maze? That's a palace that we've already been in. Is there anything else over here? No, there is not. Okay.
Doesn't even connect around the far side. That stinks. I guess with it being vanilla like it, the mountain would be in the way.
That tells me for a fact that the entrance to the maze is most likely over on Death Mountain. I'm not sure if there are a few caves that I haven't checked over on the west, but we'll find out here in a moment. So, largest benefit of Fairy Feet actually comes into play here, going through Death Valley, because it allows us to more or less skip these encounter tiles that we normally would have to go through, but due to having Fairy, we can just go in, cast Fairy, look at it, say bye.
Yes, especially if you don't have cross. These encounters can be terrible if there's invisible moes flying around.
Okay.
Cool.
But that still begs the question of where's the maze? Because at this point, that is all we need.
For quite a while. See how...
Okay.
I was going to say, see how hard it is to find Revo in here, but the answer is very easy. Yeah, and attack 6 just...
Yeah, attack 6 just melting Rebanak, making quick work of them. So that's all 6 gems placed. We just need to find where the connection to the maze is and go into there. I want to say that there is a hammer-blocked cave over in the west that I have not checked, so I should go check that.
Could be. The number of caves that are blocked by rocks in the west is random between 0 and 2. But yeah, I don't remember specifically where.
So I'm going to say that this was... Yeah, it's that hammer-blocked cave. It's this cave for sure.
Makes sense. Yeah, okay, here it is. Hi, maze. Bye, maze. Oh, the item was in the way.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because we have spellbook percent.
Okay. Alright. And now, welcome everyone the best part of every Zelda 2 run. It's Ganon's Palace. And I believe, Sawney, you're playing the full GP experience?
I am not playing the full GP experience.
Okay.
This is sequential shortened.
Okay. Yeah, the normal length of Ganon's Palace is absolutely massive, 50-something rooms. And so it is common in the community to play with shortened Great Palace on, so we'll have the number of rooms reduced down to a more manageable, I don't remember exactly, 28 to 40-ish.
A more manageable insert number here.
Yeah.
I'm here, Bert.
I always have to look up the numbers. You can shorten the normal palaces if you want as well. There's a new feature in 5.0, but because they're shorter in general, not as common of a flag for people to play. But if you're looking for a less palacey, more overworldy experience, there's plenty of options to cut down on the length of the palace.
All right, we got 2 rights.
Yeah. So Sawney's looking for Thunderbird somewhere in here. It's the first of the 2 bosses here. The path to Dark Link will be somewhere behind Thunderbird. Could be immediately after. It could be 20 more rooms after.
I'm not sure if this flag set has it set to where it's at least 8 rooms prior to T-Bird. Good lord!
Yes, this was minimum 8. Yeah, this room has 3 flyer triggers set in it. I don't know why. It should only be 2. That's the thing I need to fix. Yeah, no all orange bird flag. But yeah, a lot of Rando races do come down to a foot race in GP. It's long, it's potentially windy, and the combat is not easy. Sawney may make it look easy, but he is the current tournament champion of our most recent tournament. So
So this room we actually have to use Fairy in with how this flag set is, because there's a second way to get through it by using the dash spell alongside jump, which replaces the fire spell, but we don't have access to that. And this room, I actually have to do the 4-tile jumps while dodging dots!
wow, actually saved by the dot.
I got saved by the dot and then proceeded to miss my A button input.
Yeah. And yeah, the room like that one before was said Fairy not always required, but it can be a lot of the time. Whereas, I mean, I'm sure you've seen already all of these glove blocks in GP. Glove approximately 99% required in this flag set. And definitely required so far in the seed.
Ooh. That's a dead end. So, you may notice the large bot and then I stab it and make it explode. So, fun fact with the king bots, whenever you cause them to explode, they end up despawning all enemies on the screen. And, Ellendar, have fun talking about my T-Bird fight.
Hey! So here's T-Bird. You have to cast Thunder. And so now Sawney is going to attempt to keep him in a pendulum motion so that T-Bird is up high on the sides when you need to dodge his fireballs, and down low in the center so he can be stabbed repeatedly. If Sawney had some more magic, he'd be able to cast Shield or Reflect for safeties, but making it look easy. So now all those additional paths that he had before, Sawney can just completely forget about. This is the only path that matters now. Somewhere behind this Thunderbird is going to be Dark Link, and that will be the end of this seed. Because Dark Link is very easy. It is somewhat funny that one of the easiest bosses of the run is right at the end. You can, if you want, fight Dark Link in the intended way. But I just don't think it's a very fun fight, and so we have not patched out the ability to fight Dark Link in the way that basically everyone fights Dark Link, which we'll see in a bit. Still have to take care of all these chickens who are the true final boss of GP.
There it is. Hello, Dark Link.
So for anyone who's played...
I've been dropping the vanilla manip as of late, so we'll see if I can keep it.
Okay. This is a manipulation that vanilla speedrunners use.
I dropped it. It's okay.
You could pretty safely...
and that's going to be time when I stop.
Yeah, GG. For being basically trolled by the boots most of that scene. 126 actually kind of a crazy good time.
Oh yeah, that was a massive troll of a seed for the boots, but I'll take it.
Where was the hammer too? That hammer ended up being required.
It was early on in the west.
Okay.
So there is a new feature as well that's coming with 5.0, and that's the stats screen. So we're going to press start, and we're going to see the stats.
This is
Always excited for data.
Holy moly!
big shout outs to Jay Rowoy for developing this stats screen and all of the tracking behind the scene for everything. And this one's completely different than the one from before. Early downstab, 2,122 downstabs. Downstab. Yep. And yeah, 2,000 downstabs to 62 upstabs is a pretty good assessment of the relative value of those two techniques.
Exactly. So I do have one more seed to show off, and it's going to be Max Rando. So
nice.
It'll
take chaos, no breaks.
Yes. So it'll take just a moment to get that set up. I don't know if we want to do a little bit of a break screen while I get that set up, or if you just want me to set it up on the fly.
Let's just come over here and we can just no buttons. Where are you? There we are. Here, they can just stare at our faces and we can talk about it as you get it set up.
Yeah, that works.
Button. Who's got the button?
So, Max Rando is literally good luck. You're being thrown to the wolves. You're going to get a random amount of items to start with, a random number of spells. You're going to have a random number of starting hearts. Your biome can be anything, or biomes, shall I say. So you could have vanilla shuffled west into Islands East with a vanilla shuffled DM that you have to go through in order to get to Maze Island, which has GP. And you could be stuck at one heart the entire time.
That was a whole bunch of sentences you just said.
Yeah, my brain breaks when I hear like shuffled west, shuffled east. I'm like, oh, we can get the cardinal directions now involved too. Cool.
Yeah. If we get a vanilla shuffle, I'll do some explaining on that one. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, these are all sorts of different options for all of the 4 continents.
And how long are we spending on this? What am I putting in our estimate block here?
I would put an hour and a half as well, just to be safe.
Okay, great.
This could be done in 10 minutes. This could be done in an hour and a half. This could be done in 2 hours.
I think the fastest time I've seen in a tournament for one of these is like 15 minutes. And the longest is 3 hours. Sony will not finish
And
this in 3 hours. That's not going to happen.
I don't know. It's Sonny rolling the seed, so
There was a
Yeah.
race where both runners finished slightly over 3 hours, 6 seconds apart from each other.
Yep. And that was
And-
before I had come into the community.
Yeah, it was,
But-
it was rough.
I'm
But-
ready to switch over when
All
you
right.
are, Ashen.
Whoop! There we are.
All right. So,
Black magic.
Max
No
Rando, let's get this going. Sid, count it in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Appreciate that. Like, okay, how am I counting again?
Okay, so we got a glove start. We got that. We've got reflect. We've got jump, and we've got shield. We have 4
7
gems
hearts.
required. 7 heart
Start
start
with the
is
glove.
real
Oh.
nice.
Yeah.
How is this palette worse?
Yeah. The starting hearts and the maximum hearts are both randomized, and so sometimes you get seeds like this in Max Rando where you're just very healthy, but you could absolutely have seeds where you start with 1 heart and there are no additional hearts in the seed. Also, the number of starting lives is randomized. That's a big deal. If you start with more than vanilla, it's not here. Sawneyrath rolled vanilla amount of 3, but you can roll down to 2, and that's a big deal. If you have fewer lives, you have to play a lot more carefully.
Spells.
Now I think we're gonna have to mess with the Max Rando preset in the new version, since there are so many more things that actually do affect the seed. But
Yeah, one of the options that I think is a good one potentially, and we'll talk about it as people play around with it. But we added the option to limit the number of starting items in Max Rando here. It's entirely possible, although very unlikely, that Sony could have just started with everything. But
The good old.
Here-
Oh yeah, the seed is you re-roll, and then 2 hours later.
yeah,
I love seeing it on like VODs for Rando, like OT or Majora's Mask. It's like free seed, baby seed, wah wah wah, and then it's like 2 hours in, they find their first item, and you're like, yeah, baby seed indeed.
okay, so we are
Hey,
a little
it's me!
here.
I didn't know you specifically put me in the game. No, nothing.
Oh yeah, I don't have candle either. This is gonna be
Nope.
fun.
Nope, yeah, the previous seed, Sony started with the candle, which allows it to see in the dark. But now, it does not have that. It will be somewhere in this seed, but until then, it'll just need to navigate around caves in the dark. Runners who have practiced a lot, you can see the enemy's feet on the ground. Also, any enemies that use this orange palette are always visible in the dark. But you will be shocked at how effective Sony can be fighting enemies that are not visible. I say, yes, he dies.
That's because I didn't
Being-
use shield.
Being forced into an early Death Mountain is one of the cruel things that Max Rando could do to you. Imagine if this were a seed with a lot less life available. Then this might be the kind of situation where you see a runner sit down and just do a little bit of farming. It's not that common to see farming in, at least not a lot of farming in this randomizer, but if you need to, it's definitely better than dying over and over again.
What else do I have? So that was a dead end. It at least got me life too, but that was a dead end, so we probably need to go this way.
So one thing Sony is going to have to consider going through this is he only needs to place 4 gems this time, is what was rolled. And so he can complete any 4 palaces that he wants. And so, depending on the situation, might pick easier palaces, might pick shorter palaces, might just pick palaces that are in the way, right? That are close by, that don't require a lot of walking to get to. Ordinarily, it's common in these seeds to skip Palace 4 because it has that requirement of the Reflect spell, but Reflect was available very quickly at the start.
Could be Bagu. Bagu could be my progression. Let's go talk to the Riverman.
Yeah. So one possible progression that Sawney's going to check now is you can, just like in vanilla, find Bagu's note, and the Riverman will let you cross. If you are looking for Bagu's Woods, what Sawney's doing right now is he's going to go talk to the Riverman, and he'll give you a hint about where Bagu's Woods is located.
Southeast Woods. Okay.
So that should
That
be
actually
accessible.
works out. That is absolutely accessible.
Yeah. Okay. So now that Sawney's seen this encounter, this is one of the Bagu's Woods encounters. So somewhere near here will be Bagu and not more fighting.
Yeah, and having Garria just chucking boomerangs at me is not a great situation to be in when I'm trying to kill a Dyra there.
A good reward, though.
Yeah, I'll take the 150, that's for sure. This might actually merit a quick little grind. And that's assuming I can find where Bagu's located at.
Are these encounters randomized, or are they just or are there specific spots on the map where you'll be running into packs of enemies?
All
You know-
of the
Go for it, Ellendar.
they're all going to be within a certain radius of Bagu himself. And these are all of the encounters that are normally in Bagu's Woods and Vanilla. Which ones are where and exactly how they're laid out is random. But once you start seeing these encounters, you know you are in Bagu's Woods. If you don't like digging around for Bagu, there's an option to just have him be by himself and not generate the whole woods around him. He's always going to be hanging out somewhere on the west, giving you... in the previous flag set, he just gives you a random item, and his note is somewhere at random in the seed. But in this flag set, those new shuffles are not on, and so he will definitely get the note, which is going to let him cross to the other side of Saria. Ordinarily, that would let you cross the river that Saria is on. Here, this is a mountainous biome. Just going to cross him to the other side of the mountain.
Yeah, there's a small river running through the mountains. You just don't see it.
Yeah. I will let the water flow.
It's one of those underground rivers, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Anime moment, just the entire mountain erodes. There's a river under. You're like, what the heck?
You know
You can
Bagu?
see the river right here.
Yeah, see, there's the river.
I cannot
Yeah,
not think of Bagu in this specific way. Because growing up, I watched my brother and my dad play, and my dad has a passion hate for Bagu because he ended up having to call Nintendo to figure out where Bagu was because he just couldn't find him. So every time I hear Bagu, I can just hear him cursing Bagu in the back of my brain. Bagu,
I believe there's a
son of
spread option to play as Bagu.
Yes, there is.
I wonder how fast he'd turn it off if I sat him down and be like, "Hey, you want to play Zelda 2?" Just hit this thing.
Well,
Hey,
the seed
just
became a
drops
lot
the
more
controller,
free.
walks away.
Yeah.
Hey,
Audience rejoice! Sony has found the candle. It's definitely,
I've
if you want to
turned
find
the
it,
light
this is when you want
on.
to find it.
I mean, maybe rejoice.
can't-
I feel like the Link palette did look nicer in the darkness, but it's fine.
The candle is such kind of an interesting one because you, as the player or the viewers, you can see a little bit better what's happening. But it's also really cool to watch a skilled player navigate dark areas. It's such like an interesting thing because in a casual play, you're like, I have no idea where anything is, but watching a seasoned player be like, all right, I know there's one enemy left, so they're still poking, or they already killed everything, so they're just, all right, I'm going to amble on through here, and that'll be that. Hey, jackhammer.
So
Yeah.
this was reflect
Downstab not randomized in this flag set, so
that and that.
as soon as Sony had the ability to get it, you're gonna get the extremely overpowered downstab.
So that's interesting to me. Both this and the note you say are not randomized, even though this is the max rando rule set.
Yeah, so this is the flag set that was used in sort of our second most recent tournament. We're in the middle right now of, in addition to the tournament running for SGL, we also are in the final stages of, we do a once a year beginners tournament. And so we're closing that up. But the tournament before that, our last main tournament, was in this flag set. But
Very, very
well, this is-
slight differences because we use the live version, which is 4.3.19, and the two of us that finished as the top two in the tournament actually ran the classes for the upstarts this year. That would be Chad Bird and myself.
yeah.
Yet again, showing how scary Sonny is. He picks games up so incredibly fast. It's like watching a sponge suck up water, and you're just like, "What? Please stop! You're making me feel dumb."
See,
I mean,
that's the
Ellendar-
trick. I'm just bad at the game.
Ellendar took
So.
the game off me. But you took the
did.
game off me.
Yeah, I did. I did take a game off Sonny at the brackets. It was a best of 3. I got one off of him. That's as good as I could hope for.
I mean, I started teaching him X300%. I still, every time we boot up and do a run, I'm afraid he's going to overtake me. Like, oh no, please! I've been doing this for years. I can't get bodied this quickly.
What monster have I created?
I mean, I'm glad we can show off Z2 that you picked it up this quickly because I think it's always been kind of divisive that we haven't showed it nearly as much. I know there's a lot of people in the community that like, especially Amazing Toaster, really enjoys doing this a lot in the background. I wish we could get it into the main schedule at some point.
Yeah, I would like to say with the ZT Randomizer, it's tough but fair. There's very little RNG in the combat most of the time. There's a couple things. The bots can be tricky, but there's very little RNG in the combat. It's very responsive, and so once you put some practice in it, it feels really good.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of action RPGs where like everything is consistent. It makes for a really good even play experience. And at the end of the day, it's like not so much RNG, but it's like, nope, I bonked that. I should be dead. Or I went for a 4-tile jump and jumped into lava. Such is the way of life.
One thing that's not easy to see, but I'm sure Sony is doing a bunch of as he's going, is a number of the enemies in the game will react to your inputs. Right, so if you push forward, they'll either run forward at you or run away from you. And so one of the other reasons that downstab is really powerful is you keep your momentum if you let go of forward. And so one of the things that Sonny will do is either press forward or not press forward when he's in the air to manipulate the enemies into moving in a certain way to make them easier to fight, or not fight as appropriate.
Yeah, I've been doing the neutral jumps from time to time. Though, more than likely, I'll have an early Maze Island, so I'll be able to show them off more there. But... oh, free boots. Okay. But I will definitely be showing more of those off as we continue through, because they are a lot more important in Max Rando than they are in a more standard-like flag set.
Yeah, especially if you have very few hearts. Avoiding combat can be as important as efficiently fighting things. There's still no logical palace access. And also, with this being a mountainous biome, the boots are of limited use so far.
2-bar life? Okay.
Okay, that's better.
So that's
Literally
3.
twice as good as it used to be.
What palace are you? 2. Okay. So this allows me to do what I like to call a bit of a cheese strat. Since I know that that's P2, I can stab the statue every single time and get a red magic jar out of it, allowing me to completely refill my magic. And in doing so, I can cast a life spell to restore my life. So the cheese comes into play with being able to do that over and over again, and just have more or less infinite magic and infinite life refill. Dash has been located.
Oh boy. So
Also, we have 2, 3, 6 in the west.
So Sawneyrath is going to need the trophy to get the spell here, like in vanilla. If he doesn't have it, we'll get a hint on where that trophy is. And it's going to be in P6.
And on top of that, we have a continent connector.
Yeah. Where's it go?
No, this is an item cave, not a continent connector.
Interesting. He was
Even
just
better,
funneling you back
actually.
into Death Mountain. How dare you abandon me? You must come back.
I'll come back later. Actually, I gotta go back right now. So I still don't have fairy, I don't have magic key, and there have been no key drops in the seed yet.
Nope.
So this seed has been a little interesting.
Where's the previous seed where it wouldn't stop dropping keys?
Yeah, the item, which items drop from enemies and how frequently they drop are both randomized. So sometimes you get really nice pools where they're dropping.
Alright.
Yeah, I've seen him roll a seed, or I've seen Sonny roll a seed where he had they had 20 keys. I was like, huh? I didn't know that was possible. I didn't even know it counted that high.
Yeah, the really fun one is so in this, I had mentioned before that we said the biggest P bag that could drop was 200 points. This is Max Rando, and so there are 4 different P bag sizes that are each up to plus or minus 2 experience tiers from their vanilla values, and so it's possible we can be seeing as large as 1,000-point P bags in the drop pool on these enemies.
I do love that we just ran into a lake and swam. No, I guess we walked across it.
Yeah, the boots are magic. And they
Okay, I
have
already have
magically shuffled
jump.
Sawny over to the east now. Is this another dry canyon?
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
Alright. If y'all like the super jump the first time, we get to go for it again.
Yeah, last time he had fairy, and so the super jump was just for swag. This time, the
I actually have-
intended way.
Go ahead.
So the intended
Here we
way
go.
to get up on this roof is just to go to the far side of the screen, and you can get up and jump across the roofs. But that jump is a speedrun trick, not required, but it can save time if you get it quickly.
Have we run into the zoom spell yet, or whatever it's called? I don't think we
Dash
saw
is
that.
available.
Yes. So he found the town that
Yeah.
has it, but he needs to get the trophy out of P6 before he can pick it up. And I suspect we will be seeing that if it becomes an option.
Oh, we absolutely
For those
will.
that are, for those that are watching like now or watching this in the future, and you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's an added spell that make you go zoom zoom called dash, and you'll see why I say it makes you go zoom once it actually gets used. Because it is almost
It makes you go
hilarious how fast.
noom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go right past zoom into a different sound break. Noom.
the upside is you go very fast. The downside is you go very fast.
Very fast. So it's very, very reckless with how quickly you're going.
Yeah,
And it
the only
uses this-
downside. Go ahead.
I say it uses the same magic cost curve as fire, so it's relatively expensive early, but once you level up, it gets very cheap, and so you can start using it all the time. And how aggressively you use dash can be a big deal. Either too much or too little is a bad plan.
Yeah, really, like
Yeah.
the only downside with spells in this game is just the fact that they last for one screen from transition to transition.
There is an option if you want to play with it for the dash spell always on. Just passive. It's it's an experience.
We actually had a weekly not too long ago that Dash Always On was accidentally left on.
I think that was jump always on. That was a fun scene.
Or no, it was Jump Always On, that's right. But even still, same concept.
Yeah, jump always on,
Different
not
spell.
always a blessing.
Oh,
Imagine
that!
having floaty jumps can definitely mess with your standardized movement.
Yeah, we've joked about a thing that'll probably actually get done eventually is when you're playing with the dash always on to replace the fire spell with the walk spell. It just makes you go back to normal speed for one screen. Like, hold on, too fast.
So, yes, Max Rando. What Max Rando is more or less a flag set that a lot of the flags are set to be a 50-50 as to whether or not they are on or off. So
That's a good explanation, because I always kind of thought of it as just like no logic as an analogous, but I guess that's not right, huh?
No, there is still logic and a lot of it to the seed. But what flags are on, how many hearts I start with, how many magic jars I need, which is per normal, on a few things. Spell locations, those are all randomized amongst the towns in this case, because for some reason that is not included into the pool on the preset yet.
Yeah, that's one thing that's in discussion is what we should set the new presets to.
Yeah, because there are a lot of them that we still have very bare bones right now, as we're still trying to really figure out how we want to proceed with things from here on.
I believe that one of the towns towards the end of the game does vanilla. It normally has enemies in it because it's like a broken town that people escape from. So I'm
That would
trying
be
to
the
think
town I
of
just
the-
left, which was Old Kasuto.
Yeah.
I
And that's,
need to find New Kasuto.
the blessing in Old Kasuto is that the wizard who has the spell is literally the first house in town. That town is 3 entire screens wide. And in the middle of the second screen, there is a hint. I cannot remember if I have ever seen someone check that hint in a race.
Sometimes
I've
but
seen
it's
somebody
there.
check the hint, but not in a race.
Yeah, I've seen people
sometimes
take it
those
casually.
like, yeah.
I needed to check it. I needed to check it casually because it was broken when we first when we were first adding the when we were
Okay.
first adding all of the new stuff for being able to shuffle spells and sword techniques and stuff into the pool. There were some new checks that needed to be made, and is that a River Devil blocking off Valley of Death?
Yes, it is.
Oh boy!
Well, I mean, we just like left the Grand Palace a second ago, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I have 4 palaces located.
Okay, so there is going to be a palace in that Valley of Death, but Sonny could potentially ignore it.
What I
And
need to
likely-
find at this
likely will
point
at this
is
point.
I need to find the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought starting with a glove would like keep this from being kind of redundant, but I guess that's not always true.
Yeah.
Very much
One
not
thing-
always true.
One of the most notable things about this flag set is that Thunderbird is not necessarily required. It's possible that you could go into GP and
Just go straight to
just
Dark.
find Darklink. Yeah, right away. So that does a few things. You could potentially gamble on going into GP without the Hunter spell. This is something that Sonny might do if it comes down to it.
It's absolutely something I'm going to do because New Kasuto is hidden behind a hammer block, and more than likely, I'm going to end up finding the bosses that I need to take down first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that's
If
not
it
relevant to
isn't-
this is
Perfect.
If it isn't clear, the reason that it can be optional is because like Thunderbird Room doesn't always lead into Darklink. So in vanilla they're coupled, but in this they can be separated. So there's no
Yeah.
particular reason to take on Thunderbird unless you feel like showing off how good you are at the game. Isn't that right, Sony?
it's still possible that just at random he could be hanging out there. But it's not necessarily required. That's an option that you can set. The previous flag set had Thunderbird required all the time, so but this one is
Yeah, I just pointed it out because sometimes, like when you're dealing with a randomizer and you've only played it casually or seen it played casually, your brain doesn't really parse. How would I skip it? I can just walk through the room. Yeah, sometimes it's just somewhere on the map.
We are going to take a grind here.
yeah. Sonny has
That's not
found.
bad.
Yeah, we've got random dripper enemies, and the dripper enemies this time are worth 150. And
it's
a notable thing
so
about the
it's
randomized drippers is any enemies that spawn from a random dripper always spawn with the health of the normal enemies that spawn from it. So not only are these worth 150, but they're going to die in one hit. So it's a good spot.
Yeah.
To
Oh.
do a little bit of grind.
Okay.
So we are
I would've
actually
thought
going
just-
to head up to attack 5 here in order to be able to progress through with a lot more ease and not have to worry about life levels quite as much. Alright, item room. We get to find out which palace this is, whether it's 3 or 6.
See, 6 would be nice. It's 3. 3 is going to be a shorter palace on average. But Sony did have that hint that the item that would let him get the dash spell is in 6.
Oh boy, it's this room.
It's the turnaround room.
Yep. Because you have to go through, and you can either check the elevator or you can continue off to the right. In this case, I'm going to continue off to the right and see if our fun boss resides over here.
The fun police. It's always funny, like, if you're paying attention to some of the palaces, they get into this non-Euclidean, like, circular Mobius strip, and you're like, how does this... What?
Yeah, this is one of the big advantages of the new version, is that we've got some new palace styles that actually make sense and don't do some non-Euclidean warping nonsense.
Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I always find it funny when you realize you're like in some sort of like triple Mobius strip, and you're like, how does this even work? I know these link together, but my head hurts.
Yeah, the
my
old
brain cell is on fire.
What I've been playing a lot of recently is you can set it so there's a random palace style from among the available options, either all the same or per palace. So you get into a palace and you don't know how the palace style works, how the geometry works, what it's going to do until you get in there and check it out. You got to figure it out on the fly.
Not that you would do it, but you can fly over this without placing the gem, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And one reason you might is in this flag set, the palaces don't exit immediately after killing the boss. You can see Sonny went into the next room just to check it out. And so if you're a little bit short of a level, you might jump over, get past the statue so you could go behind it to kill a few more enemies, get a little bit more experience before placing the gem. There, Sonny had a good setup to get attack 6. He's on good pace to be able to do a similar thing what the vanilla run does, which is take attack 7 or attack 8. Yeah, take attack 7 or attack 8, and then be in a position where your next level would be that, attack 8, attack 9, where it's 8 or 9,000 experience. But you're not, while you get enough experience to get you up to the next level, you're not required to spend it on that level. And so you can take, 8,000 experience from the last attack level, and then instead spend that on 3 or 4 levels each of magic and life, or slingshotting to really high levels.
This is the dead end room, but I want that key.
The short version, thankfully.
Yeah. Also, this mustard yellow is eye-searing. Holy cow.
Yeah, this is quite the combination.
Yeah, there's a couple of different colors that go into the palettes for each palace, and it's not necessarily a specific color, but a combination of colors. So you've got the like mustard yellow with like a little bit of bright accent on it.
Yeah, and it's melding in there with this eye-searing teal. The only like readable color that doesn't hurt my eyes is the dark blue.
Thankfully, we're going to be out of this one quick.
Okay.
So once again, another setup. Because Sony's so low on magic and life levels, it's easy for him to get into this position where his next level is attack.
This too does not continue.
If he were to take 3 or 4, additional magic or life levels, then it would be really hard to get into a position where your next level is attack.
And yes, I am coming back into the eye-searing mustard yellow palace for a brief moment because I do want to see if the item room lies a little beyond where Helmet Head was, because there was still a path that I could have taken.
Yeah, there could be some good items here. A hammer would be welcome. Magic key.
Hammer would by far be the best, because if it so happens that I do need to grab
We can make it past
Thunder.
this bridge.
Oh, we're fine. We're making it past the bridge no matter what.
Sonny taking a very convenient life level to refill.
Hey!
Hi,
So
Fairy.
there was a
Hi,
bug.
Fairy.
There was a bug found in this room.
Yep. I don't think there's been a... Linkus was playing his first Zelda 2 randomizer seed and managed to find a bug in that room where you can clip through the brick because elevators are really janky in this game.
I'm surprised the elevators even work in this game.
So what of the new features? What of the like really subtle new features for this version of the randomizer is by default when you enter a screen on an elevator, like if you enter a screen vertically, the elevator spawned at the level you are when you enter the screen, and that means that in order to work properly, a bunch of elevators are sort of forced to be at have that ground level opening. And one of the things that is added for this version is an update to the code that allows both elevators and key doors to be higher up on the screen instead of just always being on the ground level. And so you'll see that in a couple of the new rooms that were designed making use of that.
Really cute trick taking the magic level up so you could actually afford Fairy.
It's just one of the many heads-up plays that you can do within Z2 and Z2R, because really at this point, being out of magic is not good for me, since Fairy is my only method to get through key doors. So I can't really afford to have myself empty on magic and then just have to take deaths for who knows how long just to refill my magic.
So, magic level reduces the cost of spells, right? Is it static and the same as it is in vanilla, or does that get randomized as well?
It's a randomized value that is based on the vanilla value. So for each level, if the vanilla cost at Magic 3 were, say, like 60, then it rolls a random value, plus or minus up to 50%. And then that's the cost at that level. And then each time you gain a new level, it re-rolls all of the different costs. But it can't go up. So if you roll a higher value, it could be that it stays the same because of that. But they're all based on the vanilla levels. And so if certain spells are going to get a lot cheaper at certain levels, like because there's a big drop in Fairy's cost at Magic 5 in vanilla. In the randomizer, Magic 5 is like an important level that you are likely to get a big discount in Fairy at Magic 5 because of that. So
all right, so we just did a loop.
Yep.
So with the dungeons, this is more akin to the style that we have in 4.3 right now. And loops tend to happen in dungeons very, very frequently. So we just had one occur.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's like one of the first big things wrapping your head around starting with this, is to notice the loops instead of continuing down them.
Also, this death is going to take a while.
Yeah.
Come here, you.
So this is the trophy that'll let Sawneyrath get the dash spell.
Actually, I have an easier way to take this death.
Yeah,
Doesn't have enough magic to be able to get that.
I had a much
So
easier way to
we're-
take this death.
We got a nice magic
Make
recovery.
me lava!
All according to Kika.
Yep. I like to refer to them as the magic recovery pits. They conveniently restore all of your magic for the low cost of 1 life.
Yeah, exactly.
Recovery pits. I never really
That's
considered
exactly what it is.
Hey, look, it's a whole bunch of magic juice. I'm gonna go slurp some. Cherry.
Delicious. Wait.
Delicious.
See, this palace palette isn't as cursed as the previous one, but it blends in with the cursed lake sprite in a way that's weird.
Especially
Yeah,
if I were to
oddly-
cast shield.
It like oddly complements the teal, but at the same time, it like makes it worse.
So I did pick up trophy. I need to keep that in mind.
I never noticed you could just kind of like slip through the doors at any point with a fairy. I thought you had to do it on the lock.
Nope.
Yeah, you can anywhere you want.
Interesting. I guess I applied too much logic to an NES game.
Yeah, it's a little bit unclear whether that behavior is intended or not.
Sure, we'll take the one up.
The original Famicom Disk System version of the game, you couldn't ferry through doors, and then you could in this version. And I think in the JP NES port, you could also ferry through doors. So it's one of those things that it's a little bit unclear whether it was intended, but
At least, not the original
allow it for the
version.
randomizer.
All right.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is what we're talking about. So attack 7 rolled all the way up to 98.7. It's a really high roll. So Sony's going to get all of this experience. And then
That's a pretty
almost
ridiculous
certainly,
amount.
yeah, he could take attack 8, but I suspect that's not going to happen. And Sony's instead going to spend all of this on a whole bunch of magic levels.
You suspect correctly.
The main reason I suspect, partially this is to make Fairy cheaper, because he does need it to be able to get through a bunch of these doors, but also a big consideration here is Sony is about to get the dash spell, and by getting Magic 7, it's going to make it way cheaper and allow him to dash a whole lot more frequently.
I mean, if you take a look at the spell costs when I had paused, that's pretty much all you need to know.
It's the difference between Magic 2 and Magic 7, absolutely massive.
So, does Dash take the place of a different spell, or how
Fire.
exactly is that implemented? Fire?
Yeah,
It
dash
replaces the fire spell.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
one of the
thinking that
options
was the
we
case,
have
but-
for because Fire Spell is bad. We just have there's not any technical reason that has to be the case. It's just because Fire's bad.
Unless it's linked to Thunder or Fairy.
Yeah, if the linked Thunder, the linked Fire can sometimes you can get
I've seen Fire
cast
Thunder
you get
before.
Thunder, yeah.
That was
Honestly,
kind of
it's-
funny. It just zap, 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 zap.
At this
It
point, it's a
definitely
question
makes
of whether or
things a
not I
lot easier.
remember where the town is.
Wasn't it all the way southwest? Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was a
might
town
be.
there. Maybe I'm wrong.
Is this Mito? Mito.
I do map tracking when I
Because they're sorry.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I don't-
sure it was all the way southwest. Because most of this map I track in my head.
Yeah, there's a couple of different trackers available. Obviously, because the overworld is randomized, it's not going to be something that has the whole overworld layout on it. But they're one of the available trackers allows you to sort of draw out your own map.
Yeah, there it is.
And yeah, drawing the whole map is a bit much, but often people will just mark down a couple of relative locations of things that they think they have to go back to.
Okay, so we are about to pick up the dash spell, and I will show it off inside Death Mountain.
Oh boy.
That's the fastest way to find a pit to fall in.
Just don't fall into the pits. That's...
I am going to throw caution to the wind here.
And indeed.
So,
14
we
14
have
still kind of
dash
expensive
spell.
for Magic
Yeah.
7. 14.
It rolled high.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, like I said, zoom.
Wait for it. Here we go again.
The first time I saw this, I was like, what?
The only shame is that Sony only has 5 bars of magic with which to cast dash.
That's fine.
I guess it could have been worse. Having 5 is honestly feels like it's pretty high compared to some of the seeds I've seen.
Hey, look! Have to cast fairy to
Key
get
spell.
through here. There's a key.
Oh, dude, that's so rude. You gotta cast the fairy to get through the door, and there's a key on the other side, and you're just like, kind of want to go back for that, but also...
There's a room like that in vanilla where you have to cast fairy to get up a ledge, and then there's a key on the ledge, and so you have to turn back around and remember to go back and get the key.
Oh, eco key?
Yeah, there's a trick you could do to damage boost up on the ledge instead, and so you can just grab the key on your way in. That saves quite a bit of time. That sometimes you could do in the randomizer. Depends on how the enemy is randomized. If you get a slow bubble or a MOA, you can do it, but very difficult. I think you can do it with a fast bubble. It's very hard to set up.
You can, but yeah, it is extremely hard to set up.
Yes, that room above for Sonny was one of the rooms I was mentioning where there was a key door sort of all the way up top on that ramp, which is a thing that you could not do in the vanilla game. It's a new feature.
Sure. Sure. That works.
Hey! It's a whole another magic recovery to cast Dash and Fairy with.
Exactly.
It's just... I was like, alright, well, I guess we're not going to have any more magic than this. The seed giveth, the seed taketh away, I guess.
And on top of that, we got a key out of that room, so it then allowed us to be able to make it through that locked door without having to cast fairy. So, all's well that ends well.
That room is one of the rooms that took several iterations to get right. It was causing some issues early on.
I was all like, oh man, we're going to have to cast fairy to get to that door. It immediately just jumps on the platform over it. I'm like, oh, thanks, brain.
Okay.
I guess we can do it that way.
A moment of, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I know there's a couple of, like, open-air boss rooms, too.
I love this
I don't
room.
think this was built to code.
That's an intended strategy on that room.
Gotta get the inspector back in here. I think there may be a few relevant issues.
It's
One of those
always
things-
important to remember your secure doors are only as secure as the wall that they're mounted in.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very important security rule.
It reminds me of, like, I can't remember if I was like watching a movie yesterday or if I saw it on like a YouTube thumbnail or something. And it's just this house with like just a length of fence, no door or anything, and then nothing else. Just like a 12-foot length of fence, and then that's it in front of the house. And I'm like, did you just like you built that one piece and you're like, this is too much? I don't care. Whatever.
I got a red jar drop from the red IK at the start of that room. So it made everything free.
Yeah, that room could be, with the MOAs, could be difficult to cross normally, but Fairy Spell makes
Yeah, sure,
things
why not?
easier.
We'll shield. Now we're extra cursed.
So
You know,
bad.
Just play a little bit of tennis or Pong or whatever you want to think about it.
I was really hoping that he was gonna not get hit, and then he got hit like twice, and I'm like, damn, I can't even mock him casting shield now.
I knew the patterns were going to be bad, unfortunately.
I think some of those were like
Okay.
legit unblockable,
Perfect.
because it was like top and bottom at the exact same time.
You know, what
So,
you could do is hold down and jump, so you block the top one and the low one goes underneath you.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
so I need to make a note here. Since we are coming back in to P4 after just finishing it, this is not to do anything more than just get the key that's in this room. Because right now I am at 0 keys in my inventory. And GP is coming up because we have all 4 gems placed. Which means we need to be ready for anything to come up and everything. So we absolutely need that key because there is one particular room that can show up in the room pool that you just cannot get through unless you have a key at the ready. We might see that room.
Yeah. In the previous seed, Sonny had the magical key, so it wasn't going to be a problem. But this is a smart decision to be safe here. We'll see what GP gives us. It really could be anything.
Okay. I mean, we're not going to say no to that.
And we got an easy version of the trap room. The vanilla enemy in that room is a bird.
Say it with me, guys. Birds are jerks.
Speaking of birds,
absolutely. You will see Sonny, whenever possible, avoid fighting birds instead of fighting. The orange ones die in one hit. They're a little bit more manageable, but unless they can be cheesed, it's all best to just avoid the birds. And hey, look,
okay,
I got us.
Thunderbirds required. That's a problem.
Yeah. Back out we go.
I'm sorry. What was that wall? How did you walk through that wall?
I mentioned that earlier. This game just has invisible walls natively, and they're super noob traps.
Yeah. That one I don't mind so much, just in the sense that
It's a bit more obvious, yeah.
But even in the vanilla
That
game,
too.
there is a spot that you are required to just walk through an invisible, walk through a wall.
Yeah, because you walk to the end of a hall, and it's a giant wall, and you're like, every other area in the game is like, okay, that's the end. There's nothing here. Cool.
Well,
And, like I think it's 7 or 8, and it's like,
this was world's
We
shortest
needed Thunder.
Hunt.
hey,
No, World's Shortest Thunder Hunt was our game too, where we had the hints for it in Mito, where the medicine was in P2.
Yeah.
That was the World's Shortest Thunder Hunt, because the item in P2 in our race was right at the start.
It's a literal, you just go down the elevator, it was right there.
Yep.
Shoutouts to Mirai, we gotta preheat the oven.
Yes, big shoutouts to Mirai. After the Max Rando tournament concluded, he and I did a best of 11 race, and it went all 11 games. Ellendar was kind enough to restream it.
Yeah, it was a lot. We did 11 seeds in one day. No one expected it would go all the way to 11.
No,
That's-
neither of us did.
What was the shortest run of those?
20 minutes, I think.
20
What was the
minutes,
longest?
It was one short one, I think.
Longest was like an hour and change, and I should have just cast Fairy there.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
4 runners of Sawneyrath caliber, you're not really even in Max Rando, where the seeds can be absolutely brutal and you can get 1 hard starts and nonsense like that. It would be rare to see any seed go more than 2 hours. Even the hardest of seeds.
I mean, the only one that actually did, and this absolutely was an anomaly in the seeds in and of themselves, was Chadbert versus Chromaticalism in the Swiss stage. Went 2.5 hours, and Chroma forfeit an hour and a half in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, for newer, less skilled runners. And by less skilled, I of course mean myself. You could definitely get some mean ones in Max Rando, but Sony just makes them all look easy. This one, not a particularly mean one.
Now, this one isn't the meanest that Max Rando can be.
Yeah, that Thunder spell could have been a hunt.
like I went to go get a couple of meat skewers, and I come back and he has Thunder. I'm like, what happened?
It was in New Kasuto, which was right by GP.
Yeah, it's just that. Not
I
only
was
was
like,
it right
oh, this is
outside
gonna be a while. I guess I'll go get lunch. Wrong.
Not only was it right outside of GP, there was also a magic container in the basement. And so,
Oh, come on.
I saw the magic container. But
Perfect. Now it's the hard part of actually getting this jump. There we go.
I feel like is that harder because of the 3 enemies being in there, lagging it a bit?
yes,
Yes, very much so.
enemies creating lag throws off your timing and can make it tricky to jump. Is doing 3 child jumps like that isn't that precise, but it's not trivial by any means.
I was really hoping for a bird to pop out of that. Just to,
Yeah,
You mean like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
But the other one you would have had a hard time running away from immediately.
Oh, no.
This one right here.
There is a new flag in this version to make it so the 50-50s always alternates. There'll be a bird and then a jar and then a bird, just alternating back and forth. That flag is not on here.
Nope.
There is only pain. Because as any runner will tell you, if you're looking for a jar, you will get 5 birds in a row. And if you're looking for enemies to fight for experience, you will get 6 jars in a row.
Yep.
Definitely. I could see how that would be a really good flag for newer runners, though. Because then they can replenish a lot easier and not get punished.
This is a loop.
Anything that can spawn from those statues for most people is something you don't want to fight.
Yeah.
I should not have gone for that.
It worked.
That was also frame perfect.
Yep.
This is the kind of goofy stuff he does when we're doing randomizers, and I'm like, why are you like this? You have no self-control, you know that? Yep.
Oh. I need a jar, por favor.
2 words.
He's about to give you the good old refill. The
Okay.
freaking
Could've been
cherry
worse.
juice refill.
I mean, we are still trying to figure out the age-old question, though. Where in the world is Darklink?
I thought we were going to say what came first, the chicken or the magic jar, but I guess that works too.
Know what came first, Carmen Sandiego or Carmen Sandiego?
Alright, now my brain can only think about lumpy touches. Where's Waldo? I just love the one short where it's like, where's Waldo's butt with the freaking on the cane or whatever? At least on the thumbnail, and you're like,
Oh,
what is this?
oh, it's this waffle room.
It's the drop waffle. This was one of my rooms.
Yes,
I made this one. I like it.
it's the waffle room that I love. The drop waffle's amazing.
My brain took a minute to parse that you landed on top of the ceiling. I was like, huh?
Yeah, whenever
despawned?
whenever you drop, it preserves your X coordinates in the room that you're in.
Okay. So sometimes you can just land on the ceiling unintentionally.
Yeah,
Or I guess
it's somewhat. We try to design rooms so that you're not going to get trapped or anything, falling into them. Anywhere you can drop in. But some amount of standing on the ceiling is inevitable. That's the thing that happens. Even in vanilla, you can end up in the ceiling.
And that's a really hard thing to predict, especially when you're adding new rooms. Because sometimes it looks like it's on soft lockable, and then next thing you know, somebody's like, "Yeah, I soft locked in this room." And you're like, "Wait, huh? How?"
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I guess.
They're always and it's especially weird because Zelda 2 has so many weird gotchas with the way the room design works.
Well,
Shoutouts to Initsu built a validator for the new rooms that automatically checks a bunch of this different kinds of things that can happen that could break rooms in weird ways that you wouldn't expect. Just so we can automatically check them and make sure that they look right. This palace is a bit of a layout.
yeah, this palace is being a strange one. Also, you may have noticed I was actually breaking the blocks without hitting them. Yeah, I was block clipping for fun.
Yeah, if you have the jump spell, your head can kind of clip into blocks, and you can break them without using the up stab, just with a normal stab. This is promising.
Until you realize that it's not.
Oh no! This is the drop. The drop. Room.
Yeah. And then the room to the left actually dropped me down to... So I need to head back over here. And then I need to take the elevator down. Because this is absolutely not the correct direction. This one might be. Hup, hup. looking good. We're going down this elevator. Okay, we're back at the four-way.
Okay.
Left at the four-way, maybe?
Yeah, I don't remember. This is one of the things where like the geometry makes sense now, and they're still difficult to map in your head.
Yeah,
This
because
is,
I don't think
yeah,
I've gone this way.
Another thing where
Perfect.
No!
No,
Yeah,
I actually wanted to take that death.
in Max Rando, whether GP is shortened or not is random, so we could have a short or a long GP. Highly variable how many rooms we're going to see. It's looking like it's on the longer end.
Oh, this is absolutely on the longer end. I can guarantee that. Also, you never want to have a MOA in your waffle rooms. It always feels bad just having to deal with a MOA while you're trying to make it through waffles.
Yeah.
I
don't mind.
It's better when you can see them.
I don't mind dealing with chicken with my waffles, but
That's true. And granted, that
Yeah.
waffle room I was in is the waffle and syrup room.
oh, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, too many chickens can be a problem. You gotta have the right balance.
Yeah. Oh, we're still going.
I think this is the path though for sure.
Has to be. Oh no, we have to use the key. That's not good.
Got the key.
Well, good that you got it.
Did we?
Yeah, but this is not the room
Did
that we
we
want
waste
to
the
use it
key?
on.
Yeah, this version of this room has a key door, but that one you can ferry through. The one Sawney is concerned about is a room where, because there's some glove blocks on either end, you can only use a key. You cannot ferry through. And unfortunately, that room just ate Sawney's key.
That's it. I found the reverse version.
Yep.
I haven't seen the reverse version until now.
Yep. It's reversed.
And here's Darklink after the reverse
Hey!
version.
Dude, with the way that you were selling that, I was like, oh no, do we have to go find the magical key?
It could have been bad, but it was not.
Now for like both
And
most
time.
bosses, and there we go. Thanks for giving Ashen the heads up.
Hey, I got there. Applause. Applause. GG's.
Fair. I'd have been
Now-
in another room.
Now the stat screen is much smaller on this one, but notice I still did
Yeah.
about 3,000 stabs.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the stat screen's pretty.
This is really fun to look
That's
at. Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Featuring such fun hits as palaces that Sony just didn't do. Weird to have a palace you didn't
Zero.
step into.
Palace 1, no time. Palace 5, no time.
Yep. Didn't need those. Didn't find those. Didn't step in. Found 4 palaces early and did them. That's
3
That's
minutes,
back
5
to
minutes,
for
3
ya.
minutes, 6 minutes.
Yeah. This
Only
is a fast time.
13 minutes there in the G Palace, yeah.
Even 13 minutes is pretty fast for what that Great Palace was.
For how that GP was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Looking at that, I have no idea how that was laid out. This is what we're bringing on.
I mean, after playing this as long as I have, a lot of the mapping is actually up in my head anyway when I'm going through palaces, so it makes it a heck of a lot easier. But, yeah, Ellendar, I don't know if our link still works for z2r.gg/discord, but if you want to come join the Z2R Discord, It's a great community. I joined it last year for upstarts and ended up winning Max Rando this year. If that's not a testament to how much the community will help you out, I honestly don't know what would be.
It has been interesting seeing him grow from just doing the upstarts, then jumping into the Max Rando, and then tournament. I was like, what now? Okay.
So yeah, go ahead. Give us the shouts out. Give us the where do we find more information if we're interested in picking up this rando and running it along with you.
Yeah, so the randomizer is on my GitHub. Best way to find everything, z2r.gg/discord. Take you to our Discord, and it has all the information you need to get started. You can check out the stable release, or you can check out the beta, which should be done soon on 5.0. But yeah, that's the easiest way to find everything, is to join our Discord, and there's people there who'd be glad to help, including myself.
Yeah, and other shout outs to, of course, Dig Shake, who really got everything started. Ellendar, you've done so much work throughout the time you've been within the community. Anitsu and Jero, both of you have done amazing work as well with getting everything prepared for the release of 5.0. Can't forget about Mirai for always pushing me to be a better player. And, of course, the Alan Heffley, or as we call him, TAH, as he's kept a smooth ship running over all these years. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody right now, but if I am, you know who you are.
Yes, that will about do it. Unless you all have any last interjections.
None whatsoever on my end.
Okay. So later today we have the Final Fantasy Rando tournament. They're still setting that up. But we've got a lot of cool stuff on the calendar coming up. Fantasy Life next weekend, which will be T-Tree will be hosting, and that is kind of like Harvest Moon. So if any of y'all are interested in sim-like stuff like that, we will have that. And then on the 28th, we actually have the Dark Souls. I would go through the calendar, but we are booked to almost the end of December, so I'm going to try and keep this within a couple of weeks. If you do want to see our event calendar, look for games that you are interested in. That will be available on our YouTube, I believe, and the Twitch panels as well. And thinking about it, I should probably get it linked in our public Discord too. So at some point, you guys will have access to that. And maybe if I can get our web developers to add that as a page. Don't know. Maybe. Hopefully. For now, the only thing I can control is the streams with Ashen's help, thankfully. And I think that will about do it for today, but we have a lot of cool stuff coming up over the next couple of months. So if there's anything particular you're looking for, feel free to look at the calendar and check it out. I'll always be going over it a little bit before. But that, I'll bid you adieu. Ashen, over to you.
Ta-ra, everybody.